forward, everybody, to our coverage here on FloRacing. I'm Paul Small, my tag team partner, former racer and champion Robbie Malinowski. Robbie, this marks the start of the second half of the season. It's go time.
It sure is go time, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have our champ Elias Ishwell back in the mix just so quick tonight, but these riders are ready, and this track is awesome. We're going up the hill, a little different course than normal for here in New York, and of course, don't let me forget the New York fans.
Oh,
they
yes.
are so passionate,
Absolutely.
always ready to go, and I always loved racing here back in the day.
All right, now let's join the third member of our broadcast team down trackside. Please welcome Erica Allreed.
Thanks so much, guys. So excited to be back here at Seneca Allegany Resort and Casino. And if we think back to just 1 year ago, we saw Daniel Benham domination. Robbie, we were talking earlier as we saw him top qualifying. And if we remember back to 1 year ago, he had his very first pro career weekend sweep, and the first time he's won in the pro class multiple times in a season. While that was on a different manufacturer, he's already making strides with K2 Motorsports, so I'm so excited to see him in action here tonight on a track that he had so much success with. So before we kick off all the action, I'm joined again here with Brian Flory with a word of prayer.
Thanks, Erica. Let's pray, guys. Lord, we thank you so much just to be back in New York and being at this wonderful resort and casino, Lord, and just to be able to watch these guys go out and do battle tonight. It's such a beautiful layout, and the track is awesome, and we have just an abundance of snow to make this bigger track. And Lord, we just thank you for all the work that went in. We pray for the safety of the riders and the fans and everybody in attendance tonight, Lord. And we just pray that we just honor you and glorify you in all that we do. We thank you for everything you do for us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, Brian. And now joining me is Savannah Swatland with our national anthem.
Thank you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the top five in the AMSOIL Pro Point standings coming into the Seneca Allegany Snocross National. Starting with our fifth place rider in points. He hails from Medford, Wisconsin, riding a Polaris for Team Lavallee. Sponsored by Team Lavallee and Polaris, along with Red Bull, Walker Evans Racing, FXR Racing, Woody's Traction Products, Polaris Lubricants, Kafka Conveyors, Kafka Granite, BTD, and Milwaukee Tools. It is the number 3, Adam Peterson.
Adam, A bit of a roller coaster season for you, some highs, some lows. What's the game plan to get AP3 back in the podium?
Yeah, just go out there and have fun. This is a big track, and that's my style, so we're going to go out there and send it.
Looking forward to seeing you out there. Best of luck.
Your 5th place in AMSOIL Pro Points, the number 3 of Adam Peterson. Now, we meet the rider who is currently 4th in the AMSOIL Pro Point standings coming into this round. He hails from Grand Blanc, Michigan, riding an Arctic Cat for Kylo Racing. He's sponsored by Arctic Cat, by Advanced Grain Handling Systems, Stein Seed, BDS, and Country Cat. On the number 727, Jacob Yerk.
Jake, back in Valcourt, you made it clear. You're ready for a win, and you're ready to stand on top of that podium. So how do you make it happen here tonight?
You just gotta control what you can control, and you gotta execute everything you can control. You need a little bit of lady luck, but it all starts with that whole shot and running clean, good laps. So that's what we're gonna do tonight.
Best of luck to you.
Your 4th place rider in AMSOIL Pro Points, Jacob Yerk. The man who is currently 3rd in the point standings for the AMSOIL Pro category is a 5-time champion, and he's also your reigning and defending. He hails from Oppdal, Norway, riding for the Skogquist race team on a Skidoo. Sponsored by Northland Concrete and Masonry, FXR Workwear, Skidoo, Semstone Supply, Woody's Traction, Acme Tools, Tenon, MMC, and Hayes Brakes. The number 200 is the Viking Rocket, Elias Ischel.
Elias, thank you so much for joining us for opening ceremonies while you're still on the road to recovery. I know the fans are really eager to probably hear an update for you, so how's the recovery on that thumb going?
No, it's not going how I wanted it to go. I'm staying out of this week, and I tried, and my goal was, even when I waked up today, to ride, but and we have tried to make the handlebars to fit everything, but no, it just doesn't work with my pin in the thumb that goes into my arm, so my left thumb is stuck to my straight out, so yeah, it's really hard to fit, and yeah, I can't take the hard landing or anything, so I'm sitting out, and yeah, really a bummer, and too bad over all the team that works super hard for me, and all my mechanics, all the crew, and yeah, I was really hoping I could ride here this year as well, but no, same as last year, sitting on the side, and yeah, that sucks.
Well, thank you so much again for joining us. We really appreciate it and wish you the best of luck in that recovery.
Your 3rd place in AMSOIL Pro Points, the Viking Rocket, Elias Ischel. Now let's meet the runner-up in AMSOIL Pro Points coming into this round. He hails from Chicoutimi, Quebec, Canada, riding for Warnard Racing on a Skidoo. Sponsored by Makita, Skidoo, Kicker, C&U Bearing, GMC, XPS, Bob the Cooler Company, KYB, Enzo Canada, Speedworks, and Rock Speed Effects, along with CNA Pro Skis. He's on the number 511. It's Jordan LaBelle.
Jordan, we were chatting this week, and you said that you and the team went back to the basics and really found a good setup with your clutching, and that was on full display in Valcourt. So just how important is it to get out front in these Triple Crown rounds early on?
It's really important just to get out there out front early, just clear vision and being able to see the track. Yeah, it makes the whole race different. So hopefully today we can get out there out front early and yeah.
Best of luck to you.
He is sitting in the runner-up spot in the AMSOIL Pro Point standings, the 5'11", Jordan LaBelle. And the man who stands at the top of the heap is the man we call the Moose. He's from Bjurson, Sweden, riding on a Polaris for Judnik Motorsports. He's sponsored by Polaris Racing, Climb, Core RV, Kutzler Corp, SSI Decals, Jack Links, MPPL Financial, Polaris Extreme Synthetics, Walker Evans Racing, Studboy Traction, and Blaine Brothers Incorporated. The number one man on the point charts is the number 31, Emil Haar.
Emil, coming into this weekend with 3 consecutive wins and a whole lot of momentum on your side, how do you intend to keep the ball rolling here tonight?
I don't know, it's always hard. It's good riders out there, and this track have always been a struggle for me, but I hope we can find some good pace tonight and get some good results.
Looking forward to seeing you right the wrongs out here tonight. Best of luck.
Your number one man in the AMSOIL Pro Point standings, currently the 31, Emil Haar. Now let's flash back to 1 year ago here at the Seneca Allegany Resort and Casino for AMSOIL Championship Snocross, and it was a fantastic night for the longtime Arctic Cat racer Jacob Björk.
Yeah, just take a look here. Checks out early, gets that start, going through that gnarly whoop section, just clipping the tops of them all the way through there. And this is when Jake kind of arrived. Looked so good all weekend long. They had that Arctic Cat working flawlessly.
Some styles of tracks agree with the racer, and I think in the case of Jacob Björk, the style of track that we had here last year at Seneca was definitely his cup of tea. Let's flash forward, though. There's a rivalry that is developed because Cody Cam and Jacob Björk, yeah, they've had a couple of get-togethers on the track. This is from just the most recent round at Valcourt, Quebec. Fighting it out, trying to get to the same place at the same time, and they wind up hooking skis, pulling each other off the track, taking each other out of contention for the overall.
Yeah, some may say that looks cute that they connected each other there, but I can assure you, neither one of them like that, and the feud keeps going on. It started early in the season. First round, they got after it, and it's been going all season long.
And so is the snow. It has been going all day here in Salamanca, New York. And by the way, if you're wondering, so what was Elias Ischel talking about with that injured thumb? Well, we caught up with him earlier today, and he actually pulled the, was able to pull the bandage and the protective gear off here and show everybody exactly how his thumb is pinned.
And this just goes to show you the levels that these riders are willing to take to get out there. And obviously, he still has that pin in. And the fact that he even thought that he could get out there and try just shows you the dedication, the heart, desire. And it's unfortunate, but he'll heal up. And we still have plenty of racing left in the season. Guess what time it is, Paul?
It's time to kick off our AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown, the first of 3 8-minute plus 1 lap races. The racers going around taking their sight lap right now. The groomers have been out doing a little bit of work. There's Francis Pelletier on screen there with the number 220. We welcomed him back to AMSOIL Championship Snocross at Valcourt, and he had some solid rides all weekend long.
He did. He looked great. He showed up. One thing that was so impressive for me was the fact that he was able to stay up there the entire race, and that just goes to show the testing, the training, and all the hard work that he does. And there's one rider there too, LaBelle. Jordan's going to be looking to get that win. He kind of threw it away there on that last round there on Sunday and had it in the bag, had a mistake, a few laps to go, gave up the lead to that guy right there, and Emil Haar just looks untouchable right now, but I have a feeling, like he mentioned earlier, this hasn't been his favorite racetrack, favorite place, and he struggled. He showed that over the years.
And you can see the terrain change. They're coming off the section that we're calling the All Signage Summit. That is the side hill that they go up, take a short dogleg double left, and then come back downhill and that brings them down here. The other unique thing you're going to notice here is the track actually crosses itself over at the start. Something different this year.
Yeah, it's going to open up a lot of lines. There's going to be nothing but open space for these riders to set their machine up, make that block pass. And I just got a weird feeling tonight. This is going to be one of those races that one that you may not be thinking about, like a Dan Benham, like even a Gustav Salston was sitting there in fourth with qualifying, showing that he's got some speed.
Well,
things can shake up.
And speaking of, Daniel Benham was the #1 qualifier. He pipped Emo Har at the post with the 33.05 lap earlier today.
Yeah, he sure looked good in that. One thing that he's got to be able to do is bring that kind of speed consistently through the entire event. And he's struggled a little bit with that, having a few mechanicals, just definitely haven't found the full stride with that program just yet. But that Ditch Witch Polaris K2 Motorsports looks pretty good tonight. And you see Dan, he's pretty laser focused right now.
Emo Har sliding in next to him there on the Climb SSI decals Polaris. Jacob Yerk, your #3 qualifier, next to line up on that advanced grain specialties sponsored FloRacing Arctic Cat, the 727. Then it's the Makita Bob the Cooler Company, #5, 11 of Jordan LaBelle, who is your #5 qualifier. Rolling into line there is Oscar Norm from Stockholm on the Klein Casey Motorsports Polaris #40. We see one of the 2 Lavallee Red Bull Racing Polarises. That is Riley Bester. His is the #15. His teammate Adam Peterson right there getting ready to line up as well. As you see Adam with the #3. As he'll bring that sled up to the starting line, get itself positioned and ready to go. Hunter Patnode is the #9 qualifier, so he will be the next to last person to start on the front row. That is the 1-3 Motorsports Pro Workwear De Silva Motorsports entry. And then Emo Har's teammate Cody Camp, who's, as we've documented, had a couple of dust-ups, shall we say.
He sure has.
With Jacob Yerk, or Jacob Yerk has had a couple of dust-ups with Cody Camp. Either way, Cody will be the final sled to start on the front row. Then from the back row will be Francis Peltier with the 220, Evan Dow with the 413, local Jesse Kirchmeyer. Yeah, that same Showtime or Cowboy that you remember from snowbike racing. He's up in AMSOIL Pro now riding a Southside Polaris sled. He's from nearby Arcade, New York, about a stone's throw and a half from here. And then finally, the Viking Rocket Elias Ischel, again, not able to ride competitively, but he will take starts during his start points.
Yeah, one thing that I'm seeing is Cody Camp sitting outside out in that 10th spot.
So here's how the Triple Crown format works. There are 3 main events, and you receive points based on your finish order in ascending order. So it's a point for first, 2 for a second, 3 for a third, etc. At the end of the 3 rounds, you total up the points. The lowest overall point total is the winner. Now, what if there's a tie? Well, it's based on the finish in that third and final leg. Whoever finishes ahead of whom is how that tiebreaker is decided.
Yeah, we've seen that come down and be the decider a few times this year. So riders trying to position themselves after that qualifying practice. Now we get to go racing. Put yourself in position to get an overall. That's all you need to do in this one. You can't win it all right now, but you can certainly lose it. You see Gustav Salston all the way on that inside. That is going to be interesting to see right next to the #1 qualifier, Dan Benham.
Oh boy. Let's see who grabs the stud boy hole shot. Looks like Jacob Yerk is going to have the honors here as they head up to that all signage summit. Make that double left-hand turn and make their way down the hill. Salston in the fight for second, along with Daniel Benham on the outside of him on the black Polaris.
So Salston grabbing that second. It looks like Har is going to grab third. Him and Benham getting together there. So Yerk out front, picking up right where he left off last year, making things happen.
Yerk takes off over the U.S. Air Force flyaway. Case is in, and here comes Salston on that U.S. Air Force AMSOIL Skidoo. Har is right there as well, and it's a 3-way dance for the lead here in the early going of the first leg of the Triple Crown.
And look at Salston fighting, showing what he can do, but as I see that Har is right there looking to pounce, and when you got the red plate behind you, you better be aware of what's happening, because Emil Har is looking to get to the...
Whoa! Jacob Yerk sketches off the left side of the sled, tilts it, and goes immediately out of contention. It's going to take him a hot minute to get that sled back upright. That ends the lead to Salston, and Emil Har, the Moose, wants to pounce.
That's right, but how about this? The 81, Gustav Salston showing up big time here in New York. Looking great out front. Needs to clean up his lines a little bit. You can see he's getting a little ragged right now. He needs to smooth out a little bit, because Har is doing exactly that. He's so much smoother, and he's cutting off those tenths everywhere.
Yeah, and you can see Salsa going for the long jump off the AMSOIL finish line. Har short jumped it, got the sled back down to the snow around the FXR, and Polaris turns. Har takes the lead.
Yeah, he sure does. He gets that pass done, and this is where Gustav needs to just settle in, relax. You've got the red plate holder, defending champ, sitting in front of you. There's no need to panic. You need to relax, find his lines, find the pace, and take a breath. Don't force anything right now. Look at this. Dan Benham sitting in that third spot.
Being chased by Oscar Norm, who has got a back sled flap full of Jordan LaBelle on the number 511 as they battle over the AMSOIL finish line jump. Benham scooting ahead into the FXR turn, and it looks like LaBelle might have been able to make the move. We'll see when they cycle timing and scoring back around at the conclusion of the lap. Oh, no, LaBelle hasn't gotten him yet. Either that or Norm got back by him. It's a pretty good back and forth battle here for 4th and 5th.
And this is where LaBelle needs to be better. Those opening laps, cannot afford to let these riders check out on him. There's just too much. The track is too smooth right now. It's too groomed up, being the first round, and he needs to just be able to position himself a little better. As I say that, though, look at this. Gets the pass done.
Got that long jump off the AMSOIL finish line, launches onto the inside lane ahead, locks the pass out, coming off the Polaris corner and over the U.S. Air Force flyaway. So put Jordan LaBelle up into the number 4 position now, ahead of Oscar Norm, and he is about 2 seconds behind the third place running sled of Daniel Benham.
And Benham better get going right now, because right now LaBelle looks spicy, and he is able to get through. This section right here is where LaBelle is making time. You can see just kind of floating through there.
Yeah, carrying an insane amount of speed down the hill off that all signage summit as they work their way back toward the FXR turn. Norm's kind of looks like somebody else knocking at the back door.
It's Evan Dowd, I think.
Yeah.
So Evan Dowd showing what he had in Velcourt. Ooh, not the smoothest right there for LaBelle. I don't like how Benham's sled is getting through some of this stuff. He seems to be clipping stuff a little bit more on that center shock. You see the sled starting to dart sideways left and right a little bit. He's just not feeling that comfortable right now when he squares up on something.
Well, he's got Jordan LaBelle, who is right now knocking at the door for that third position as they come over the AMSOIL finish line jump. We're past the halfway point here. You can keep track on the top left corner of your screen. 3 minutes, 45 seconds plus a lap, and LaBelle almost went for the elbow grease there trying to get by, and he may have him here.
He does. He gets it. Just smoother through that rhythm section. You can see Benham just struggling a little bit. When he gets to that center part of that machine, he doesn't have the confidence to drive through that bump, and that's exactly what happened. LaBelle was able to get that double, make that pass happen, and right here, this is where he's making so much time, so smooth through there.
So LaBelle now finds himself in third. He's got a Gustav Salston he can actually see out in front of him on that U.S. Air Force AMSOIL Skidoo. So LaBelle putting the Makita Skidoo through its paces right now, trying to charge his way up through the field. He still has some time to try to catch up to Salston. Har, though, is 4.3 seconds to the good in the lead. Let's check in trackside with Erica Allreed.
I was chatting with Gustav Salston earlier, and silently behind the scenes, he's been dealing with a dislocated shoulder and a tear in one of his muscles in his thigh. He said it's been really difficult for him since it happened after the first round, so he hasn't really been able to practice outside of race weekends, which have been to his detriment. But now, he said, leading up to this week, he's had a lot more practice time, and it's reflecting in his riding as he tries to fend off Jordan LaBelle right now, guys.
Yeah, he sure is defending that lead right now, but he's starting to take outside lines. You see after the finish line, he's switching that line up right now, and that is a comfort thing. I think he probably found himself a little squirrely coming into that corner. Takes a little bit longer, but what will it do is allow for him to catch his breath, relax a little bit, and see if he changes his lineup again. No, he's going to go back to the inside, so.
Well, not only is it a 4-second lead for Emil Haar over this battle here for second and third, he also has his teammate Cody Cam in between himself and Salston. So that means that Emil Haar is starting to catch riders at the back of the field and put them one lap down.
And that's going to change the dynamics of this race right now. Lappers are always challenging because they take your vision away. And if you're the leader or in a battle like this right now, second and third, the last thing you want to do is deal with getting roosted. And oh, you see Salston almost came off LaBelle right there. Can he get it done?
And LaBelle pounces on the opportunity. Can he get to that inside lane first? No, he cannot. Salston pulls him off, and LaBelle throws a little hockey elbow there coming off the end of the Polaris corner. Now he's got the lane clear. Oh, and Salston with the high-speed get-off. Fortunately, back up on his feet, walking off the track to go retrieve the sled.
So Gustav Salston had such a race going and gets a little bit wild there. But after all that excitement, look who's out front, and just now, checking out.
Yeah, now he has a pretty commanding lead, 4.7 seconds for Emil Haar. He is continuing to negotiate his way through traffic here, but as you can see, he's got just 35 seconds plus a lap to go. Once that timer reaches zero, oh, trouble for Oscar Norm. The KC Motorsports Climb Polaris sled winding up on its side down here in the Skidoo Rhythm section.
So this track is taking victims. Oh, wow. It took off on him there a little bit. You can see that, but 31, Emil Haar just wire to wire right now. He is looking perfect. Nothing to complain about with a pretty good lead. He's starting to lose a little time, though, and you can see he's starting to look over his shoulder. He knows LaBelle is starting to close because of the lappers, so he's got to be aware of that. Manage this race.
Haar trying to be as smooth as possible through this track that has gotten progressively rougher as the race has worn on, and LaBelle can see Haar in front of him as they come down off the all signage summit, make their way back down to the flat here. Haar's going to come to the white flag this time when he comes to the AMSOIL finish line jump, and he is buried in traffic, and he's turning and pointing at somebody behind him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's pointing at, but that's the last lap flag. He might have been expecting the checkers, and unfortunately for him, he's got one more lap, but he's still got a 2.3 second lead, plenty of time, and you can see there, he's just going to negotiate this.
Yeah, there is a Jesse Kirchmeyer's sled is between Haar and LaBelle, so Haar will bring it back down through this Skidoo Rhythm section to the AMSOIL finish line. Checkered flag waves. Emil Haar wins leg number one of the AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown here at the Seneca Allegany Snocross National.
If that's any sign to what's to come tonight, that was good. Lots of action, and these riders are laying it down. You could just see how competitive it was.
Jordan LaBelle finishes in second, and Daniel Benham winds up with the third place finish. Let's go down to Erica. She's standing by with the Moose, winner of our first Triple Crown of the night.
Emil, although you didn't start in that top spot, it's no surprise that we see you end there. What opportunity did you see to make the pass, and when did you know was the right moment to strike?
I mean, Jörg went down, and I was able to pass Gustav somewhere. I don't remember where, but yeah, I was struggling a little bit with finding a good rhythm around the track. I saw Jordan was closing in, but realized that it wasn't many laps left to go, so I just tried to stay on the sled, and maybe we will figure out some better lines in the upcoming finals. So yeah, it was a good race overall. I won, and it was great.
A good run for you and the team. Congratulations.
So Emil Haar will head back to the pit area knowing that right now he is on top of the points. The order of finish is the number of points they've earned so far. So Haar has one, LaBelle
Every race is a test of performance. When the stakes are high, racers rely on proven products. If AMSOIL products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Is this it? This is it!
Some people tend to think that flat means dull, boring. But some people just don't understand what flat means. Some people never did 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. So yeah, the upgrades we brought to our 2025 models, well, they're just not for some people.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Seneca Race Fuels. Take the lead.
What moves you? Everyone's chasing different pins on the map, and while they may never catch them, it's the thrill of the chase that keeps you going each and every season. It's the evidence in every ride and the adventure in every story. So here's to the next chapter.
Snow is flying in the nighttime sky here at the Seneca Allegany Snocross National. We're in Salamanca, New York, just a little south and east of Buffalo. So you know they have snow here, and we're getting plenty more natural snow on top of the snow that is already here, and that's got to be some pretty challenging conditions. I wonder if that had something to do with what we saw in this first leg of the AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown that we just watched.
Yeah, Jacob York seen that. He overjumped that finish line, got it to that deep snow that we talked about, and it just kind of turned his sled a little bit, and it was all over from there, and he was in such a driver's seat with the lead right there early in the race. Obviously, still lots of racing to go, but even if Har was able to get up beside him and pass him, he was going to be in a position overall, and now, he's going to have to battle from the back, and it's going to be a challenge, but how about Gustav Salsten? That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, he was doing so well, but then he did the opposite. Jacob Yerk overjumped. Gustav Salsten wound up casing it on a jump.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, a lot of action. But again, the script is the same. Emil Har out front early, puts a lead on. Jordan LaBelle trying to find his way to get to the front, just runs out of time. And again, you go 1-2 with Jordan chasing him.
And the funny thing is, Emil said in the opening ceremonies tonight, not one of my best places, not one of the places that I usually feel like I'm doing well at. So he just goes out and he wins the first leg of the Triple Crown. And then he's talking about how he needs to find better lines. He can never be satisfied. He is one of those guys that just wants perfection all the time.
Yeah, and one thing that I paid attention to in that interview was he was a little winded right there, and that just goes to show you how tough this track is because it is so deep and fast. So as I say that, we're going to get ready for some Pro Lite action.
Yep, the Anderson's Maple Syrup Pro Lite qualifier number 1 of 3 here in round 1. Getting ready for the green light, Josh Shepard, Jeremy Ballou, Cameron Cole, Emil Michelson in the field. Along with the point leader, Anson Shield. He is on that black AMSOIL Skidoo, and it looks like he has gotten himself a pretty decent start. And as I say that, he almost gets pushed off the edge of the track.
Yeah, it looked like Downs was giving him a little extra there, and we've got some bumping and banging right away early in this one, but looked like somebody moved pretty early on that starting line.
Michelson, Shepard, to a couple of sleds caught up in a fracas there in the opening corner as they sky over the AMSOIL finish line jump.
Look at Shield. He was not messing around. He jumped that finish line, launched it. So we've got the young rookie Cam Cole out front early, and the red plate holder Anson Shield right in second.
And then Eric Downs behind him in that Mystic Lubricants Polaris ride in third. They're going to have to take the outside lane around. Oh, in trouble for Downs now. Downs has an issue.
Yeah, so Downs in that first corner was a little bit of a pinball there. Finds himself down in that corner right again, just one lap away. So here we go. Here's for the lead. It looks like Shield's got a line there over that huge finish line. Looks like he's going to get it done.
Yeah, he's going to take the inside lane on the FXR Polaris corner combo, come out the other side with the lead. So Shield, who almost had the whole shot, now finds himself up at the head of the class here in this qualifier.
Look at Anson. He is putting himself in the position he needs to stack chips. We're at the casino. It's time to start betting, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's putting himself in a good points position, getting out front early, stacking chips.
You get 2 rounds of qualifying in most of the classes except the AMSOIL Pro category. In the case of the Anderson's Maple Syrup Pro Lite, we're going to have 2 rounds of qualifying, a point for a win, 2 for a second, 3 for a third, just like the Triple Crown. The top 10 lowest point scores go to the front row of the final. The next 10 go to the LCQ, which will transfer 5 finishers, the top 5 finishers, to the back row of the final.
Yeah, Anson right now just looks like a different rider from the start of the year. He is riding with a little bit of confidence, and I think he feels like he deserves this position right now. He's demanding it and asking for it, and you're seeing exactly that. Just look at how he's riding, kind of letting that back of the track tip the bumps just perfect, leaning to get into that corner, getting the job done.
He has taken the white flag, so he's on his final lap here in this first round qualifier for the Anderson's Maple Syrup Pro Lite Racers. Shield again carrying the red plate, signifying that he is the point leader in the category, and that shifted at Valcourt when Creighton Dillon, who we'll see in a later qualifying, he didn't make the final on day number 2.
Yeah, he did take that over, unfortunately for Creighton, but fortunate for Anson, he takes it, and he's also going to take the first heat race win with the checkered flag there. Cam Cole going to take second.
And it looks like Jeremy Beaulieu may very well finish in third, followed by Troy Horvati and Eric Downs, recovering after the situation that he found himself in early on in this race. As they cross the line, Downs will round out the top 5 on that Polaris, followed by Josh Shepard on the number 17. So that should be the order of finish here. Oh, and it looks like trouble for Martin Johansson.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Johansson's sled looks like it might have, I don't know if he's had contact with another sled or, yeah, it looks like there might actually be a second sled involved in that. Not sure who it might be.
It is Mikkelsen and Johansson. Their sleds are actually stuck together. There we go. So.
Yeah, they got stuck up there on the All Signage Summit. So both racers able to roll away, but they're going to have to hope for some really, really good finishes in round number 2 to try to stave off going to that LCQ, or last chance qualifier.
Yeah, not how you want to get going early in the evening. But round 2, who do we got?
It's going to be Gustav Salmonson this time around on the 046. Creighton Dillon is the number 96 Skidoo. Then we'll have Devin Denman on the number 72 Arctic Cat. Adam Ashline on that Elite Motorsport number 710 Skidoo. Tyler Archambault on the number 901 Polaris. Topi Posty on the Makita Skidoo number 43. And the Findlay, North Dakota racer Evan Christian on the KC Motorsports Polaris number 33.
So Creighton Dillon, you're getting a good shot of him right there. Trying to get himself back on track. Looked good at practice, had the fastest time. So things have been corrected, but you know what he didn't want to see was the red plate holder, Anson Shield, go out and win that heat race. It just puts the pressure right back on Creighton. He needs to be perfect. And let's not forget about the 901 right there. Tyler Archibald, he has been fast all season long, multiple podiums and wins so far.
You can hear the wind whistling a little bit in the background. Some steady winds of about 15 to 20 miles per hour during the course of the evening here, and they are jumping into the wind when they go over the AMSOIL finish line jump, which gives them a tailwind as they're headed down the opposite direction over the U.S. Air Force flyaway.
Yeah, and that might have been what messed up Yerk, but it's time to go here. Who's going to get this start?
Oh, Evan Christian hanging on to a bucking Bronco, had it, but Salston is going to be the one who leads going up to the top of the hill, and I think Archibald got a good launch to bump himself up into second.
So, great start through there. Christian sitting in that third spot. Looks like Creighton is going to make some moves early. Doesn't get it done.
Yeah, he's trying to make the move right now on Evan Christian as they go bar to bar, headed down here toward the FXR turn. The lead is being challenged as well as Archibald tries to carve down to the inside and tries to pull up alongside here over the U.S. Air Force flyaway. Oh, Casta coming over the flyaway, and that's going to give Evan Christian the opportunity to come to the party. Oh, and Archibald returns the favor, says it squeezed me to him. It's getting physical out here. Oh, and look at the move there from the number 4 spot.
Creighton Dillon making things happen, but as I see that, you got Evan Christian getting a line down that hill, but no, doesn't get it done.
Dillon saw the two of them mixing it up, pulled the wicked crossover move on the All Signage Summit to get the inside lane coming through that double left-hander complex, and it has definitely paid dividends for him. He is in a dogfight now for the front of the field as they go charging back through this rhythm section before they head back up the hill.
Oh, Creighton got a little bit of luck right there. Archibald could have put him into the cheap seats. There is no doubt. He was nice to him, and Creighton making it happen, sitting in that second spot. Look at how he got over that double right there. So smooth. You wait. If he can get clear.
Oh, he's gotten alongside here. Could be the launch over the AMSOIL finish line jump. Dillon goes big with the air and jumps his way into the lead.
So Creighton making things happen. He saw that first round. He knows he cannot let points slip away. So he's making it happen, getting out front, securing that number 1 spot. But pay attention as he comes down this hill, Paul. He's able to get that double initially. He's not rolling it. It is such a time saver right here. Right there. It seems to be able to keep his track on the ground, powering on. It's those little things right there. That's what Creighton does so well.
So hard to keep the speed and keep control at the same time as that downhill section gets progressively rougher with each passing lap during the course of these Anderson's Maple Syrup Pro Light races. The white flag has waved for race leader Creighton Dillon.
Yeah, Creighton looking nice and smooth. Definitely get in free and clean air. Things can be over before you know it when he's out front. So Creighton making it happen. Final lap here.
So Dillon will crank it off the final corner through this Skidoo rhythm section. AMSOIL finish line straight ahead for him and the checkers. So he will go on to emerge victorious in this one. Tyler Archibald will cross second. Evan Christian at the line, able to pip Gustav Salmonson at the post for third. And Adam Ashline on the 710 Skidoo rounds out the top 5, followed by Toby Posty and Devin Denman.
So we had a little bit of a confusion there, something with the lap times and the flag here, so we're still going to run another lap.
Now, Creighton Dillon, I would file this as an insurance lap. Now he'll see the checkered flag, so that makes it official. Everybody else making their way across the line, so Evan Christian wound up making a, I guess you would call that a last lap pass for third.
Yeah. I think some of the riders got it. Some of them didn't get the memo. I seen the checkers out when Creighton went over the finish line. He just must not have seen it. So he wanted a little extra practice laps there, and he sure looked good doing it.
So Creighton heads back to the pit area. He's got a 1 for a point total now here in round 1 of qualifying. Puts him in contention for that number 1 qualifier spot, depending on how things go in round number 2. Here's the final heat race for our Anderson's Maple Syrup Pro Lite racers. Kellen Chaperon on the number 54 Skidoo, Dylan Rose on the number 12 Skidoo. Then we'll have Hayden Meyer on the number 368, also a Skidoo. Actually, we've got Drew Freeland on the number 28 Skidoo, I should say. Bailey Forrest is in there on the number 341 Skidoo. Dominic Hegman on the number 69 Pertec FXR Polaris. And Justin Bolduc on the number 25 Skidoo.
See Dom Hegman right there, the 69 on the Polaris. He has been starting to show up this season, riding so well, and someone that's riding very well is the 28 right there. Drew Freeland, pay attention to him. He's going to be fast. He was fast at practice, and he just seen the competition in the heats before. The riders that he knows he needs to be around go out and do their job, so it's time for him to do his.
So the racers on those hot start buttons, getting the pipes up to temperature. There's a countdown clock that is running. You see our official who is standing next to that countdown clock. When it reaches 0, he puts his hand up in a hold up motion, hits the green light, and away we go.
Oh, it's tight through there. Look at this.
Oh,
Dylan Rose.
Down he goes. And unfortunately, Bailey Forrest, a victim of a separate incident a little bit further behind, and possibly Kellen Chaperon with the 54. We'll have to say there was one other sled that pulled away. They'll make their way down the hill now and toward the AMSOIL finish line jump. We'll get a look at the battle for the lead. Dominic Hegman trying to have a say in it, but as they come over the AMSOIL finish line, Bolduc has the advantage.
Yeah, where did he come from? I did not see him through that start, so not sure how he got out front early, but he is, and he's got competition, though. There's going to be some heavy hitters behind him.
So Bolduc gets ready to crank that sled up the hill toward that all-signage summit. Meanwhile, Hegman and Freeland mixing it up for second and third, and it looks like Freeland might have made the move here. Yes, in fact, the NCM Skidoo has moved into the second position here. Look at him right on the ragged edge, bounding his way down the hill, almost tilting the sled over in front of Hegman.
Yeah, Freeland's going to need to clean that line up a little bit. He cannot afford to get thrown around like that. It's going to take one little mistake right there, and you're going to find yourself falling off the machine. So watch for him next lap just to clean that line up a little bit, not try to attack it as hard as he did last time.
So they work their way up into the corner. Oh, honking the chrome more in there. Freeland got right up on the back end of Bolduc and said, "Let's go, pal."
Well, Freeland needs to get movement because Dom Hegman's right there. He feels that pressure. Look at this.
Trying a different line, trying to come down to the inside here and then carry a little bit more speed to flare out wide. He's looking for somewhere to go. Oh, the ski landed on the tunnel of Freeland's sled that time.
Yeah. Hegman, I feel like, has got a little bit more speed right now than Freeland, and it's, oh, look at that. You see Chaperon going flying off the course there. So the battle ensues here, and Freeland just needs to make something happen. He doesn't look like he's riding as comfortable as he needs, and a little bit of that probably is that roost. He's just not able to see when he's that close behind.
So the battle for the lead continues as they make their way down the hill once again.
Chaperon making moves on that outside, sitting in that 4 spot.
Trying to cross over on Dominic Hegman here. Hegman throws a nice block on him. They go by the white flag, so this is the final lap. So we've got a fight for the win and a fight for third spot. Top 4 all together. Freeland trying to make a move here as they head through the U.S. Air Force flyaway.
So Freeland's going to try to check up. Look at Chaperon making moves, gets around Hegman. Freeland makes the pass free. Oh my God, you had 3 passes in one corner right there.
You almost can't keep up with everything. The way they're mixing up the deck here as they get ready to come down the hill one last time. Freeland did manage to take the lead on that NCM Skidoo, the number 28. He will crank it off the final corner, and he will come down with Bolduc being threatened by Hegman in a battle for second, and Bolduc will hang on. Hegman will finish third. Chaperon right there for fourth. And they'll be followed by the 2 sleds that had problems there on the opening stanza, Bailey Forrest and Dylan Rose.
I've never seen
that. Was some fun right there.
3 passes all in the same corner between 4 riders. That was something else. So Freeland doing exactly what he needed to do. He watched those top 2 dogs there get out front, win their heats. Freeland does the same.
All right, the Rock Speed FX Stock 200 Final is getting assembled up at the starting line. We'll have that for you. Plus, we're counting down towards the second AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown, and we have the Bikeman Performance Pro and Women. You'll see all that and more coming up at the Seneca Allegany Snocross National.
What moves you? Everyone's chasing different pins on the map, and while they may never catch them, it's the thrill of the chase that keeps you going each and every season. It's the evidence in every ride and the adventure in every story.